G'day everyone and welcome to Insight NBA. I am at NBA G Wiz, and joining me for today's daily review of all the action across the NBA will be Jake Skidmore, our guy Skiddy. We're coming up to you right after this.
You are now listening to the Insight Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Here he is. Happy Thursday in America. Friday, rosé time. Where's your beer, Jake? There it is.
Sir.
Good to see you, brother. How you doing?
I'm fantastic, Matty. Got me Friday night, got me beers, got me 4-in-1 from the Standard Squeeze, the absolute legends that they are. So keeping my beers cold for the night. So we love to see that. Another great day of NBA action. I mean, geez, how good were the Spurs today? That was a phenomenal win in Phoenix. And also, too, the Jazz and the Magic. That was an absolute showstopper. I love that.
I never get active on Twitter by just saying, "Oh, how much do I love this game? How much do I love this game?" And I think I just put out there today I was pumped about a Magic and Jazz game randomly in the dead hours. I was like, "This game is fantastic!" Like, it was a pretty shitty game to start off with. The Magic fought back into it, but I guess we'll find out that more right now in our daily rewind. That's right. We're going to have a look at the scores and outcomes of the day for this one right here. I am, of course, Matty G, and joining me on this one is Jake Skidmore. We're going to look over the games of the day, and the first one we're going to have a look at is the Detroit Pistons and the New Orleans Pelicans. Skiddy, the Pels, the short-handed Pels getting a win.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't know really what to expect from this game. I mean, both teams coming off of the back-to-back normally indicates that it's going to be a slog it out type of game where they kind of fall away late. But Detroit really hit that second gear when it came into the fourth quarter. I thought Matt Ryan was just unbelievable in the first quarter.
And also, can I just say, Skiddy, that's my fault. That's my fault for everyone who did not pick him in daily lineups, because I said yesterday, what are you going to do? You're going to pick up Matt Ryan? Are you going to do that? Like, thinking that it was an absurd thing it was an absurd thought for a daily stream, to be fair.
Well, mate, when he comes out and gets you 6 threes on 70% shooting, I mean, he did stuff all else, so you'll bang on the money there. But, geez, 20 points. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I think he was 4 of 4 in the first quarter, 3 threes, and I was just sitting there going, what the hell is this bloke doing? He was just cash money. But, I mean, we can't overshadow how good CJ McCollum was, though. He really tore that game apart. 33 points, 3 threes, 10 of 11 from the line as well. He looked like he was the CJ of old. That was Portland CJ today.
It really was, and you'd love to see that with him as well. Look, the one thing that I do want to say is that we need to think about the Jordan Hawkins of the situations, the Rook getting out there today, making a run at it, 1 from 7. Not a great debut from him. I'm very curious. The whole Killian Hayes experiment is still continuing in Detroit. Why is Killian Hayes getting these minutes instead of Jaden Ivey, you think, in Detroit, mate?
I think it's just the fact that Ivey's more of a scorer and Hayes is probably a better defender, I believe, at the moment. Along with his passing, he's got really, really good passing and really good floor vision. But the upside isn't there for Hayes. It's there with Ivey. So I'm a little bit perplexed by it as well. But Monty Williams is a good coach. We're not talking about Dwayne Casey bullshit anymore. He's a good coach and he knows what he's doing. So I don't know if he's trying to put a rocket up Ivey's ass to be like, hey, this is what you have to be able to get into the starting lineup. But,
say less.
I know, right? Jeez, it'd be nice. But, yeah, I'm a little bit perplexed. But I think Ivey can be that flamethrower off the bench, though. I'm just a little bit concerned about why the minutes are still favouring Hayes. But either way.
Me too.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing I want to point out today, Jalen Duren had a return to action, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, no blocks, no steals. Now, this is more in line with the Jalen Duren early onset of last year, instead of the Jalen Duren, he is the greatest center in the NBA, apart from Anthony Davis, if you don't want a floor stretcher. He was first-round value, basically, the first few days of the season. This is what we want to talk about when guys are like completely, incredibly on fire, and then they not just fall back to earth, but there becomes a new norm. And so somewhere in the middle of the illusion of Jalen Duren and the like Jalen Duren of today, there's probably that middle ground Jalen Duren that will be the guy you get for the season, Skiddy.
Yeah, I agree there. I'm going to mark down a little bit of it to the injury and coming back from that. I think he was very tentative today. So I think he'll work his way back into it a little bit, but I think he was just we've got to remember he's only 19. Like when you get an injury when you're 19,
it's ridiculous.
It's going to affect you. So
100%.
no matter how big and strong he is, we've got to remember this is just something that's going to happen. So
and Valanciunas is a pro, and he was going up against the Valanciunas today. And let's be honest, he's been great this season. 23 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. Look, fantastic line from him. 3 block shots. Like that is an absolute workhorse of a day. In fact, I did this one last night. I call it the McDell Award for the day. A bit of a shout out to our inside bloke, but he definitely gets this for the day for me.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. He does, doesn't it? It was barbecue chicken alert for Valanciunas today, the young fella. But ultimately, mate, the New Orleans Pelicans getting the win, 125 to the Detroit Pistons, 116. On to the next game. It was the first game of the day. It was the Philadelphia 76ers getting a gutsy win after the James Harden trade over the Raptors. But before that, Skiddy, we did overlook something in the last game today. Herbie the love bug.
Oh, Herb Jones, what a performance he had. I thought that he was so influential to being able to bring that game home for the Pelicans. If he is on your wire when Zion and Brandon Ingram don't play, he is a must pick. We don't use the term must pick very often, but he is a must pick. 21 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 4 blocks, 85% field goal percentage. The only shot he missed was a 3, but he went 9 of 9 from the line. That is showing massive improvement from last year where he would not go to the line whatsoever.
No, he was very hesitant. And also with Trey Murphy out, this is short-term goals while Trey Murphy is out because they're going to make sure that they insert Trey back into that lineup as soon as they possibly can in the Pelicans. But look, talking about inserting into the lineup, who got inserted into the lineup today for a good 1 minute?
Oh,
KJ Martin Jr., Robert Covington.
And Robert Covington,
And Robert Covington, no, because I'm not going to do it, Skiddy. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it without saying it. Who do you want to talk about the most right now? Be honest.
The new inserted into the Philadelphia 76ers starting lineup.
Pull over by this hot guy and let me out.
It's Kelly Oubre Jr. Woo-wee.
You
on Fuego.
You love the Fuego that is Tsunami Papi. Look, he did get the start today. And can I just say, I was really happy when I saw this game play out today. You and I had one of the funniest. Like, there was 2 sides to NBA fantasy yesterday. I got a trade veto to up it to a guy, and then the courtesy. If you have a trade, if you go to the commissioner and say, "Look, we're going to do this other thing," people, they want a better trade out there. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to veto it. I'll put forward another trade, make it better for the bloke. It's like an automatic accept, and you let it out there. The other guy didn't take it straight away. It's like, oh, now I'm not good. Even though the dud trade for him, possibly, apparently it was a dud to him, didn't go through. So I was like, oh, this is deflating. Like, not the fantasy etiquette was not applied. And then in the afternoon, I went to make a Storm and Hot ad, and I went to add DeAnthony Melton in one of our leagues that we're in together. And I clicked on add DeAnthony Melton, and I clicked on add DeAnthony Melton, and I did it 2 or 3 times, and it would keep on loading. Like, what is going on? And then the last one was like, this player has already been assigned to a team. And I'm like, who the what? And it was you. One Jake Skidmore. So fuck you today.
Hey, mate,
I mean, the 5 rebounds, the 5 assists are nice. For the 21 minutes is okay, but Pat Beverly played more than him. So
Look, at the end of the day, that was just because he wasn't shooting well. So that is fine. But look, if anyone's in a league with us 2 as fantasy analysts, no shit. As soon as you drop DeAnthony Melton, of course we're going to be going on it.
Of course we're going to be taking DeAnthony Melton.
Oh, 100%.
Blood?
So,
blood?
Exactly.
And can I be clear? I have no idea how he slipped through because he was on the waiver wire. He was not even waiver claims. He was just sitting there. Someone had dropped him, and I don't know how I didn't see that, but we were both there going like, what?
Yeah.
It was nuts. It was nuts. Anyway, back to the big fella.
I just wait till he cleared the claims, and I could just be like, yoink, I'll just take him straight away.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was just sitting there at the end of claim time, like, oh, clear claims, don't let me burn it. Yeah. Look, Joel Embiid was first class, but Houses Harris. I love Houses Harris. What a game.
Yeah. What he played phenomenal. I thought he was the difference maker in this game as well. When he got hot, it was at the perfect time that Philadelphia needed. He was just phenomenal. 23 points on 10 of 17 shooting, couple of threes, 7 boards, 3 steals as well. So it's nice to see him chip in there. I thought Maxey was a little bit slow today. I thought his defense was actually really good, which is surprising from Maxey. But, he cost me my multi because he didn't get 20, so he can get stuffed. Oubre, he's obviously not going to be able to replicate that every single week, but we're going to ride it if he's in the starting lineup. Still love it. He's still going to get his shots up. 5 threes is beautiful. So I thought it was an all-in-out pretty good performance by Philly. I thought it was also, just quickly before I touch on that, Paul Reed, if you picked him up, no, but he's just Joel's backup. It's a
just get him out. It was all preseason bullshit.
Yep, exactly right. I thought what Philadelphia did at the end of the game, the standing ovation for Robert Covington to bring him back, that's class act by Philly. That's fantastic.
I did so. I actually love that. I love that they rolled him and Martin Jr. out there, like Kenyon out there. I love that they rolled him out there just for a minute to put them in front of the Philly fans. I thought that was an amazing touch and well played as an organization from Philadelphia.
Yep. Agreed.
Organizationally, they've started to inform the Toronto Raptors. Like, I was a little bit fishy what was going on there at the beginning of the season. We've all heard the Siakam rumors today. Look, there is no real waiver burn on this team. Your assets here really are Schroeder, who you got late. The assist that he continues to stack up is ridiculously good late, like unbelievable late. Scotty Barnes, another good game. Point Barnesy, bounce back Barnesy is a vibe. We called him bounce back Barnesy in one of our first pods of the year, and I'm so happy that we were on that train. 24 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds, 4 from the line. But the thing is, he shot 7 3-pointers today, Skiddy. That is impressive. A team high in threes today.
Massively, that's a big green flag for everyone that owns him in fantasy. Yeah. He only hit 2 of them, but that's okay. If he can expand that range, it's better for the Raptors. It's better for his fantasy value. It's better for the people that hold him. So, and he's still getting all the other counting stats. No defensive stats today, but that's right. He's still getting the rebounds. I thought OG was a little bit flat, but he's still working back from the injury. He's still working back from the injury too. Yeah.
But then again, good efficiency from the field. 7 from 12, you're not going to complain about. That's a good efficiency. No. 2 from 4 from 3-point land. 4 assists. 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and a block shot for him. I've got a potential candidate. I've got a potential, like, can you weave this guy into a 2 for trade? Can I introduce you to an absolute workhorse whose name is Jakob Poeltl? He started very slow for the season, so some owners might still be seeing him as slow. But look at the efficiency today. Now, look, 4 from 8 from him is not great. He's a 700, 650 guy. But 500 is good. The one from the free throw line today is very good for him. Unheard of. But the 9 rebounds is nice. The 2 assists and the block is nice. Now, because he has been a little bit staticky, I do expect Jakob to be better over time. He has already started to play better, but he still might be on that little bit of like, I'm not sure how I feel about him. I'm looking to win my league in week 2, which also is a dumb thought to have. If you think you've got your league locked in now, you're going to fall into some bad habits as a fantasy manager. But here's a good habit to keep on your radar. Just that's me, Skiddy. I'm thinking you can see him and be like, maybe I could weed him into a trade. I'm like, oh, I guess I need another big. And you're actually going to get value that's going to return to you later in the year. Like, it's a bit of foresight happening there.
Yeah, I agree there. This is not going to be his best game. Obviously, he's going up against the reigning MVP. Well, yeah, he is the reigning MVP. Do you deserve it? That's another subject. But, yeah, it's always going to be hard when you're coming up against – yeah, well, it was Jokic. Come on, Jokic was the MVP last year, whatever.
He was the MVP.
So, yeah, but either way, Embiid is so dominant and requires so much attention, and it was always going to be hard for Poeltl to be able to work on his own game when he has so much to worry about on the defensive end against Joel. So he'll be better than this. I would also agree with you on that.
I would have to say that he is one who you want to get in there and get on your team if you can, but ultimately they come back, the brand new look Philadelphia 76ers, 114, and to the Raptors, 99.
All right, mate, let's crack on to this next game. And what a game this was. The Orlando Magic, 115 to the Utah Jazz, 113 in Utah. Mate, I'll tell you what, I was trying to work, and then I just could not put this game down. This was such a good game. Utah were down by about 10 with probably about 2 minutes to go, and they just kept fighting. And Paolo Banchero, man.
Congratulations.
What a
You
game
have reached
he
your
had.
destination. Barbecue chicken alert. Barbecue chicken alert.
What
Yeah,
a
I know
game
you
he
want
had.
it. Finally a
30 points.
Paolo
I
game.
need to get into it. I know. I've been waiting for. He's been playing okay, but he hasn't been playing like a star. But this game was the game that we wanted to see from Paolo. 30 points on 9 of 13 shooting. He hit a 3, 11 of 15 from the free throw line. We like the amount of free throws that he got. If he hits
The
more,
5
that'd be all right. But
stocks.
after that,
The 5 stocks is sexy.
look, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 5 assists, 9 rebounds. My God, Paolo, pop off. And I'm pretty sure he had probably the last 12 points of the game to lead the Magic to the victory as well.
Mate, he was clutch. The final shot that he put to put the Magic up over John Collins was a big play. Collins couldn't have played that better if he tried, to be fair.
Exactly.
Like, I let my hat off to John Collins. I was watching this game and I was like, yeah, this is tight. Orlando smacked off a second quarter. And I'm like, this is a game. And then it was like so seesaw throughout. There are some interesting notes that I really thought. And watching this game today, as a Walker Kessler owner in 2 of like my 87,000 leagues that I'm in this season, and I said it last night. Today was for me. I had this thing that maybe there was a bit of like a bit of argy-bargy chip on his shoulder the last couple. Jaren Jackson Jr., Paolo Banchero, Team USA guys who got more minutes than him. So maybe this could be in the impetus for him to give a shit and really go after it. Now, look, he did defensively. The 5 blocks today is why you draft Kessler in the first place. His value comes from blocks, rebounds, and a high field goal percentage. Now, if you look at his 2 from 6 today, one of them was an attempted tip in. Another one was another attempted tip in near the rim. So there's 2 shots that are not really successful. Grab the ball, pick it up, and the other one, and one of the other ones was a gimme layup. Like, you know what? You're big, Walker. You're very big. Dunk on people. Just get on the fucking rim. Just boom. With some aggression. Because that's what I'm thinking is lacking for him. There seems to be this passiveness in his game right now. And I don't know why that is. It's because of the Collins fit, maybe, but a great John Collins game today. This was a very good John Collins game today. 7 from 10, 20 points, 10 rebounds. The 1 block's nice. The 3 from 4 from lines. This is kind of the John Collins we thought could happen in the preseason.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I just want to touch back on Kessler. 5 blocks in the first quarter too. Like, what the fuck were you doing for the rest of the game then? Like,
I think it was in the second. Like, it was by halftime. It wasn't in the first quarter. I think it was by the second quarter. It was by halftime. Yeah. But then again, they moved away from him, and the thing is the Servin minutes. Now they were. This is all. I am very.
But that was only that was for one reason only.
Kelly's fouls.
Yes, correct. He had 4 at halftime. So yeah.
I've got a thing that I've been wanting to talk about this with you all day long. Is Kelly Olynyk a championship team player? I was just because it's you. I was going to say Uber. I was, and they're both Kelly O's. KO. Yeah. I reckon KO is a championship team player. He fits for me. I think he's just one of these guys now who's been around for a while. Like he's been in the league a while, Kelly Olynyk, but he's very good. He's a good playmaker. He can stretch the floor. He can do those things today. He can do things on the. Now this wasn't his best game by him. You look at that box score. You're like, Kelly, who? Fucking 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Look at the 3 steals. He hustles on both ends of the floor. He knows how to read a defense. I'm going to keep my eyes on him going around trade time because, again, this is the Utah Jazz. Don't trust anything. Like, will they go for the playoffs again? Will they take a lottery pick? If he gets dealt to a championship contender team because he's on a friendly contract, Yurt Servant really becomes a must-watch guy.
Yep, I can agree with that. And I can see a team that is got an absolute desperate hole for a player like Kelly Olynyk that is trying desperately to make a big splash, and that is his former team in the Miami Heat. They need a player like Kelly Olynyk. And
that's not Kevin Love.
That is not Kevin. Mate, Kevin Love is too old and look, I love Kevin Love, and that's why I hated Kelly Olynyk because he popped out Kevin Love's shoulder in the 2015 season.
Yep,
the dog maggot, but still, I respect his fantasy
intensity
ability and his game
intensity.
Yeah. Still, I hated him at the time, and it was a cheap shot, low blow that cost us the championship, whatever. But yeah, if he can get onto, like, if somehow Miami can get make that play for Kelly. I reckon he slots in beautifully for that team.
He slots in beautifully in a lot of teams. He's just savvy.
Yeah.
He's just a savvy veteran now, and he's one of those presences you want to. And look, we're not disparaging any of the other. Then it's like, look, Larry Markkinen today, 9 from 17, 4 from 10 from 3.
Mm-hmm.
He hit his free throws. Very odd. Larry will occasionally have those games. He'll have those games where he just misses a couple, like when he's not in a good rhythm. 7 rebounds, 2 steals, only an assist there. But the Orlando Magic today, this was interesting. Gary Harris injured today as well. Jalen Suggs getting those minutes. With Markelle Fultz injured and with the knee swelling and getting a bit of a rest. It was really good to see the Anthony Black minutes. I told you Anthony Black was good. And he filled in today in his 16 minutes, mate.
Look, I'll give you the hats off where the hats off due. You were high on Anthony Black. I was not, and he's had a bloody good game today. And he actually looked like really confident out there on the court. And
he did. Did you watch this game? When he had to hit those free throws down the stretch, the team, he only went 1 from 3, but when he had to hit that free throw, the team rallied around him. They came here and he's like he's like a deer in headlights. Like, yeah, man, I fucking got this. Don't even fucking worry, man. I got this. He was like such a young deer in headlights. It was really endearing. I love that about the bloke. We are in different minds right now because I want to draw attention to and shout out to my mate Chris Seeley. I'm gonna say shout out to my mate Chris Seeley because we were talking in one of my leagues. He's like, I want a center. And I'm like, well, can I interest you in Wendell Carter Jr.? I've already got a couple of other blokes that I like. He's like, let's watch and see how he goes. And he was going well. 10 rebounds, the 2 assists, the block is nice, not as much. He had him previously, so he knows his potential. 14 points, 3 from 6 from 3. You love that. The innocuous fall down of his play, it's his 3rd metacarpal. He's down until at least the 20th. He's down at least for another 2.5, 3 weeks, at least.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Yep, absolutely. It's not great. He had a really, really good start to the game too, and he was on fire. So that's a damn shame. But
there goes my trade value.
Exactly right. But this is something that we wanted to quickly touch on because we're at an impasse where this comes in for the Orlando Magic now.
Let's be clear. You're in an impasse. I'm confident.
No. Okay.
I'm confident.
Whatever.
Yes, we're in an impasse. We're in an impasse.
2 very real situations that could happen here for the Orlando Magic. A, they just throw in Mo Wagner into the center spot and they just go, yep, no worries, which, I believe that they could definitely do.
They will do. They will do that. It's Franz's brother. It's Franz's brother, Skiddy.
I understand that. That's fine. But I think he's better coming off the bench. Why not do what Team USA did and run Paolo at center and then give what I believe could be one of the best fantasy waiver wire pickups in Jonathan Isaac, because this man gets defensive stats out his ass. So, you know what? I personally,
this could be
if Isaac gets 20 minutes, I'm going to see how it goes this next game. I'm picking up Isaac personally. I've already done it in 2 leagues. I'm going to see how this goes because if he gets minutes,
which leagues? In one of our leagues?
Well, not
I'm going to look at this right
now.
Because
some rat bastard decided for me to have to do a podcast with him, so I am.
Hey, that's me. I'm the rat bastard. Hey, look. How's this? I'll give you 10 hot seconds to get on your phone right now and do this live in a podcast. I kid you not. I want to watch you do this. I'm going to challenge you right now. I'm actually going to go into one of our many leagues that we're in together live while we're on this podcast. It's on the bloody share screen.
Oh yeah,
Jesus,
it's double A, not double S.
It's double A. It's not double S. Yeah, it's the other way of spelling Jonathan Isaac. Look, I am in 2 minds of this. I'm in 2 minds of this today. Now, also, I'm just very curious. 2 notes from this one. I'm curious to see how it goes out with the Markelle Fultz situation and this knee soreness. How long that continues on for? It's not expected to be an ongoing issue, and this was the second night of their back-to-back series, or they played so many games in I think 4 days. The Magic had a stacked schedule this week, one of the absolute best schedules. So these guys are now coming off the end of that. They don't have another back-to-back series. They had the Monday-Tuesday game this week, and they've just got 4 games. So I think this was a tactical rest for him. But if there is something going on longer with Fultz, I mean, Cole Anthony almost becomes must out at this point. It would be egregious for you not to think about Cole Anthony in your team. 18 points today, 7 assists, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 from 4 from deep, perfect from the line, 5 from 10 from the field. That's an efficient Cole Anthony game. I'm going to call him the Predator with those dreads. The Predator just seems to be doing good work this season. He's showing a maturity that I'm not used to with shout out Cole Ant, shout out Mobamba. Just a maturity with him I'm not used to seeing. And that thing's going to open up the way for some streaming minutes, possibly for Anthony Black. But look, I'm of the opinion that Mo Wagner is a must-add in the short term. If you were looking for a short-term grab for a center, you absolutely must grab Mo Wagner. He is France's brother. They have that natural chemistry together. I think it's a fit. I think they will roll to start off with that, at least for the first couple of games, and see how it goes. And that's just my opinion. But I reckon, Skiddy, at the end of the day, an absolutely huge one right there. Oh, one thing I will say, Keontae George today in this close one, 17 minutes. I know he's been a hot ad. I am still – Jordan Clarkson was not playing well. And guess what? It looks good. If you look at the back end of this back score, read this from the back forward. Read it like a manga.
I thought
read it from like he does, but it's fishy. Read this like a manga. Read this like a manga, Skitty. 21 points. Cool. 1 steal. Amazing. 6 assists. Nice. 6 rebounds. Nice. 9 from 9 from the free throw line. Nice. 2 threes, 2 from 8. Okay. Not that great efficiency, but 5 from 20. I will single-handedly say that Jordan Clarkson calling for that ball, while the Lauri Markkanen, the guy who drilled your 3 in the grill of Paolo Banchero closing out on him to get you in a position to be up, is calling for the ball open and has slid in behind the back of Jonathan Isaac and can finish it or pull up for a midi, which he's very good at. And Jordan Clarkson being like, no, I need that. That gets me. But he seems to be working out. The THT, like he missed a wide open 3. Unfortunate, but good efficiency today from him. 3 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals and a block. The point THT experiment, it's kind of working out. But at the end of the day, Skitty, the Magic getting the win, 115, 113 over the Jazz.
Okay, Matty G, let's move on to the game that we all want to talk about now, okay? Everyone in the fantasy world is talking about this game, the San Antonio Spurs versus the Phoenix Suns. Spurs win it, 132, whatever. Let's just talk about, Matty, drop the bloody hot sound drop.
You want that?
I want it.
You want it? You want it? Here it is.
Hot. Because, my God, everyone that took that gamble on Victor Wembanyama returned that today.
In the second round. Today. He returned that today.
The amount of hype that we all had about him, that we all thought that could happen, he just showed that he is possible of this hype today. 38 points. 38 points from a rookie against the Phoenix Suns, who are a team that many have picked to win the championship. Right?
Championship aspirational Phoenix Suns.
38, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, 2 blocks. He shot 15 of 26 with 3 threes, 5 of 6 from the line. This was unbelievable. If this was any other game, I'd be opening up saying how good Devin Booker played, because he played an absolute ripping game and he brought the Suns back into this game. But he got overshadowed with how good Wemby played. I'm pretty sure Wemby had, I think it was about 12 or so in the last quarter as well to win this game. It was a phenomenal game to watch.
I'm going to give you the counter of this argument only because Hey, don't sound like I'm depressing the situation. I'm gonna give the man his roses. I'm gonna give the man his flowers. Victor Wembanyama is the first player with 85 points, 35 rebounds, 10 blocks in his first 5 NBA games since Shaq in 1992. Wow. I was alive for that. Like
I wasn't.
I was alive for that. I watched that. I won. This is a bit of a deep cut. Steve Carfino used to post a show on Channel 10 in the mornings on Saturday mornings. It was you get one NBA game on TV a week on Channel 10 on a shout out Channel 10. What's good? On a Saturday morning. And they used to play NBA jams. They used to play this NBA jam session with Ahmad Rashad. They used to play the game of the week. And they had this little thing. And I won the NBA prize of the week, which had a life-size Shaquille O'Neal cutout in my bedroom, a pair of Shaq like pump shoes and all that kind of jazz. So I remember the Shaq hype. I have not seen a big man garner this kind of hype since then. So see, it was very positive. I was initially hesitant to see what they were going to do, but they're now 3-2. I looked at through every single one of my over and under bets for the year. And I, at the end of the day, could not decide what was going to happen with the Spurs because I had a gut feeling they were going to go over, and I left them off. I think it was 27.5 wins. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't put it on under. And I wasn't confident of the over just in case something happens to the alien. But my God, haven't they started impressively well?
I thought today was just like an absolute. They were red hot from the start.
Red hot.
Devin Vassell, he absolutely took that game. He came out of the locker room at the start of the game and went, "Screw it, I'm coming out here and I'm beating the Suns today," because he was on fire.
This was a fuck you young guys game. This was a fuck you. How dare you try and go to the last minute report on the report? That was fair. We beat you last time. We're going to beat you again. This was some young guy energy today. This was some young fuck you.
The thing was too, I thought that seeing as, the Suns lost to the Spurs the other day on that Keldon Johnson rip of KD, and KD was going to be like, "Oh, I got fouled. I got hit in the oh no, I shouldn't have won." I was like, okay, KD is coming out and he is going to absolutely belt these kids. And he started to do that in the first quarter. He had 11 at quarter time, but I don't think anyone else on the Suns team got the memo because they just let the Spurs do whatever the hell they want. The Spurs were up 20 early and just rode it. Suns made that late push with Booker and Keita Bates-Diop and Eubanks. I thought they all played really, really good games, but then the Spurs just hit that win, took over the rest of the game, and that was that.
100%. The one thing I did say I want to touch on though, this is and this to hit that up. You said this as well, and I agree. The Sun, like I said already earlier, I love how Chetty Osman is fitting in on this team as one of the veteran presence. I love that Trey Jones is out there. Trey Jones got more minutes with the Vassell injury. We'll talk about that in a second. Pop said that he seems to think they'll be missing some time. So just to be very clear, there are some conflicting reports right now. Some websites have that it's day to day. I've got Game Time Decision, for example, on CBS. Pop's direct quote, and I'm just going to double check on this right now. Pop says that he's getting an MRI and that he thinks he'll be out a while. So that was out of Greg Popovich's mouth. So I'm going to take him at his word because he's pretty forthright. Pop, like he doesn't talk bullshit. Like he's like, no, he's fucking out a while. It's fine. We'll deal with it. And that's fine. But I want to just touch on this, the depth of the Phoenix Suns. Now, when they were sucking and it wasn't going their way, they managed to roll out multiple lineups. And I've already said that I think Drew Eubanks is one of the best backup centers in the NBA. He's been proving that all season long. The second that Nurk, today, 90 minutes, more minutes to Eubanks because he's a better fit. He works well on this team. Love that. Yuta Watanabe didn't shoot well, but the 26 minutes was serviceable. But KBD, Eric Gordon, he's 24 minutes to you. Not as impressive as yours. But they've still got, if you look at down the bottom there, look who didn't play. Bradley Beal, Shepezi Metu, Little, Azubuike, Bol, and everyone's favorite Saban Lee. This is an incredibly deep team of guys, the Phoenix Suns, and they didn't have it today. In the first quarter, they got their teeth knocked out by 20 points and only lost this game by 11.
Oh, well, look, it was tied halfway through the fourth, and then the Spurs went into absolute shithole mode and just absolutely killed them. I thought, again, let's not touch on how good Wemby was because, that was just unbelievable.
No, it was incredible. That's an unbelievable. Yep.
Mate, I thought Zach Collins was unreal when he
so good.
Like when the play was called for him, he stepped up massively. 19 points, 8 rebounds. He was crashing the offensive glass. He was soaring over Nurkic like he was.
I love Zach Collins.
Muggsy Bogues. That was unreal. I thought his effort was just fantastic. He was then making the right passes as well out of it. He only had 4 assists, but shit, I thought he should have had at least 7. Like, he was doing so well. And then
the threes finally fell today. The threes for Collins finally fell today in 100% from 3 deep. Look, he was a great late round ad. Like, I know I tried to look. this is what happens when you speak about guys in the preseason, and either your mates and you are all in chats together, or people listen to you, and you invite them into a public league, and they're like, "Oh, thanks, man. I'm going to go after Zach Collins." I'm like, please don't. Yeah. Please don't go after Zach Collins. But he continues to show the value. You did. Yeah. Thank you again for sniping him. He continues. Thank you, Skiddy. Yeah. Oh, fuck you. He continues to show exactly why he was such a valuable late round pick and why he was always going to return higher than his ADP. An absolutely fantastic pickup.
Yep. I just got to say as well, I thought Sohan was really, really good today. I mean, I thought it was more his defense that was really impressive.
Yes.
Rather than anything else. I know he had the 9 assists, but I reckon 4 of them were just literally lob passes to Wemby because they had a switch, and Wemby.
That's all you need to do. This is why I love that. This is why I've loved the experiment. This is why, in our league, I drafted him. Everyone says, "Oh, it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out." And I'm like, actually, no. I like it because I like Jeremy Sohan. I just reckon he's just got a. And you know what I like?
I really like Sohan.
I like that Pop. I like that Pop likes him. Yeah. I like that one of the greatest coaches ever to coach in the NBA likes you. He likes your game, and if he likes your game, he is going to mentor the fuck out of you, and he's going to make you a better basketball player. If you go through that Spurs system, you're going to come out the other side of it a better player, unless your name is Josh Primo. Now, you're going to come out just a better person.
Yep, I agree. You're
this is why there's two types of me. Is Don is good? Is Primo
is shit?
No, I won't say that because I love Primo meats. Thank you very much. Their snack and cheeses are fantastic. That's all I will say.
They are good.
Thank you very much.
But we got to touch on the Phoenix side of this as well. Yep. I thought Devin Booker was unreal. This is a man that was coming back from injury as well, and I just was like, I was in awe with how well Booker was able to orchestrate the offense and be able to pick up where he needed to. He had 31 points, he had 13 assists, he had 9 rebounds, and he was basically just telling players where the hell to be, and he just do it for them. Yep. I thought KD played a pretty good game, 28 points. He started really, really well, then kind of faded late. Again, as we touched on earlier, I thought Nurkic was okay early, but then he really got exposed a little bit later on. Collins and Wembanyama just absolutely killed him, and they really had to rely on Eubanks because Nurkic just was not getting the job done on him. And I think Frank Vogel noticed that as well.
I've been saying this for a while. Drew Eubanks is, with a second that something happens to Nurk, who is a paper airplane, you just need to add Drew Eubanks in every single league. Like, set your notifications in your leagues to the word Nurkic. And if anything happens anywhere with the word Nurkic with your Google alerts, get that alert and just run to your wire. Just grab an old lady's handbag on the way in a comedy movie, like, some Barney, like Benny Hill back in the day, and whack her over there and run to your waiver wire and just grab Drew Eubanks and add him, because this is 27 minutes with the starters. This is a team that is deep. Drew Eubanks is useful, and I don't like use of Nurkic. He's played some good games, but this wasn't one of them. Skinny.
I like Nurk, but this is like the same thing as that you put in when, for instance, if Mitchell Robinson goes down in New York and you pick up Isaiah Hartenstein, this is the same kind of thing. You pick up Eubanks. It's just how it rolls. But I'm going to say it now. I said it to the boys. Shout out to the Pump Boys. The Spurs are to the Suns what the Magic are to the Celtics. That is their fucking kryptonite. Spurs have rolled them twice now, and shit.
Love to see it.
I can't wait to see game 3.
And look, talking about punt, you and I have some punches too. We've done this is the rewind show. I'm gonna finish it with a little rewind seg. I think we'll do it this way. Wait. This was Daily Rewind on Insight NBA. You drink that beer, Skitty. You drink it good while I'll do the talking. And so that we're going to have some punts. We're going to have a look for the tourney. We're going to do some possible tourney favorite bets. We're going to do that coming up in our weekend heat check show. Coming at you real soon. But until now, thank you. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'm Matty G. This is @FilthyIFS. We'll catch you soon, all.